Welcome to another episode. This is our seventh in the Erotic School series. This is Liana, your host, your intimacy coach also. I want to remind everybody that we started this series back in 2025, and it goes like this. In the community tab or the posts tab, I put a study case, and then I present several options. Everybody votes. Then I take the whole thing in a vlog and discuss it. Okay, so everybody joins in the discussion anonymously. So, with no further ado, let's dive into the next case. I'm going to put it on screen. A man is courting a woman he really likes, or chasing her, if younger generations prefer. He was so worried about how to approach her that he consulted a male dating coach for strategy. His main concern remains how to persuade her, as she seems mostly unresponsive to his attempts. What would you recommend to our man? And as always, the disclaimer, this story is inspired by many videos about men doing their best to get the women they like, yet are unsuccessful. The options. The first one, seek professional support to detach more from the situation. 4 people voted for this. Does he know if she perhaps already likes someone? Another. Nobody voted for this. How does he know if his approach rubs her the right way? 1 person voted for this. How can he find out what her priorities are? Maybe not dating. 1 person voted for this. Quite a predicament, huh? Let's take them one at a time. So what was the first one? Seek professional support to detach more from the situation. 4 people voted for this. Yeah, that would be the best thing to do for anybody. Man, woman, doesn't matter. Okay, sometimes women can also court men or approach them or hit on them, make advances. Okay, so whoever the person is, when they see that they are not so successful, the first really intelligent or wise thing to do is to take a step back and just detach. Okay, because chances are the more you get, what's the word that I'm looking for? Just tense around it or headstrong around it, the more you're gonna just become annoyed and annoying, and the more people are gonna feel it. Like the other person's gonna feel it. Like it's a no all around, for everybody, including yourself. So really, take a step back and detach from the situation. Whatever you gotta do, like go for a semi-marathon, go for therapy, go for counseling, go for a breathwork session, watch a fantasy movie. I don't know. Something constructive, still. Engage with a hobby, do something to, loosen up a bit, take a step back. Nobody likes tension, especially in the initial stages of dating, courtship, everything, okay? So really, I'm happy that 4 people voted for this because this is the wisest one. I always say that most of these options are, your preference. Sometimes the options are not just your preference, they're also the healthiest, wisest approach possible. This is one of those cases, okay? Take a step back, loosen up, best thing to do in this situation. Let's look at the second one. Does he know if she perhaps already likes someone? Another. Nobody voted for this, but it is possible that a woman is just not into you, but into somebody else. And it's not that she doesn't see it, or a man, okay, again. It's not that the person doesn't see your efforts. It's not that maybe they don't approach them. It's not that you're going about it in a wrong way. It's just that they like somebody else. When that happens, they usually don't say it because you don't want to volunteer that. Like, put yourself in the other person's shoes for a second. There's somebody around you, and they're obviously giving you these discreet signs, paying more attention to you, bringing you coffee or water, or making sure that you're good to go, if you're at work and, I don't know, are you tired? Are you safe to go? So like they pay more attention and they show more care for you. And you obviously realize that the person is invested somehow. But they didn't come up front and say, hey, I like you, so that you can tell them, you know, I'm sorry, I'm flattered, I appreciate you, but I like somebody else. And since the discussion is not on the table, they can't just volunteer, hey, you know, I know you're being nice to me and all, but you know, I like somebody else. Because they come off as a jerk in that scenario. So this is not the kind of information that they would volunteer. Not because they wouldn't want to, but because, again, they would come off as a jerk. Man or woman doesn't matter. And nobody wants to come off as a jerk unless they're really super confident in themselves and they can see the person's effort and they decide, you know what, this person should know. I mean, I respect them enough to tell them up front and not let them prolong this. So some people are not doing it because they're fed up. Like if they are up front with you, even though you weren't with them, they actually see it and they respect you and they tell you, you know, up front so that you know from the beginning and don't waste time and energy. If you still want to be a nice person to them, sure, but at least you know not to get your hopes up in any way, you know? Most people don't do that, okay? In our society, it's seen as too abrupt. I think even in the United States, like everywhere. United States is a very masculine-driven society, okay? People are more straightforward. I look at all the podcasts and all the shows and everything, men and women, doesn't matter. The ones that are more successful are the ones that are very driven, direct, straightforward, you know, that kind of masculine style. And even there, when you are straightforward because you respect the person, you can still come off as a jerk for saying this, or an arrogant bitch or son of a bitch. I'm sorry for the words, but this is what people, like, there are some things that everywhere, culturally speaking, are, that's one of them. So, when you see that your advances are not going anywhere, although this person seems to be appreciating, like they seem like a genuinely nice person, at least think that maybe they are the nice person that you see and give them credit for, but they just don't like you, okay? And they don't want to lead you on. But they also don't want to come off as the jerk that society pegs people as and tell you up front, you know what, I like person Y, Z, beta, delta, gamma, whatever. So, yeah, that's really important for anybody in the situation to at least think if you're listening to this video. Nobody's going to volunteer this one. Unless they're like a very close friend of yours and they get to observe you when you're around this person and how this person behaves and all of that. And because they're detached, maybe they can see it clearer. And they can tell you, you know what, maybe this person is nice, polite, whatever. They don't seem to like you. And or maybe I noticed that they actually seem to be more interested in another person. It happens, okay? It doesn't mean that people suck when it's just, you know, we like who we like, we don't like who we don't like, sadly, or attracted to. So let's look at option number 3. How does he know if his approach rubs her the right way? One person voted for this. Yeah, that's a very good thing to mention here. Some people, maybe they don't like anybody else. Maybe they could like you, but the way you're going about it, actually, maybe they don't like it. You know, preferences are preferences, okay? You can still be attracted to somebody initially, but then when you see that person unfold, behave, talk, think, just show up in various situations, then you kind of don't like them anymore. That also happens, okay? Even if physically they are your type. I've had that happen to me, okay? There were some guys that I really thought were really hot, and we have this saying in Romania, all one has to do is open their mouth and then you know. So yeah, they look the part, but then when they start talking, they're not your type. Usually, in my case, that person is obnoxious or rude or whatever. So I'm like, ugh. Okay, it happened to me. And I'm sure, because I'm not exactly your traditionally feminine, classical Tinkerbell style, I'm sure that was my case also in some of the men's eyes, the men that I liked. So it can happen to everybody. Okay? We got to understand that we're more than just our looks. We're also our whole personality and how we show up and the values that we, maybe consciously or not, hold. We embody them. And even if initially our looks might be attractive to a specific person, when we start to unfold, the rest of us is not so attractive to that specific person. So in this case, the question or the solution goes, how does he know that his approach rubs her the right way? And it's the most delicate thing, okay? Taking initiative, man or woman, doesn't matter. Sometimes you can also come off or rub them the wrong way because, people have preferences, which are also, we're not going to get into this discussion, but they are also societally or socially driven. We got to understand this. Preferences in terms of how people look and how people behave, how they talk, how they show up, how they dress, how they present themselves, they are highly social or society driven. Sometimes your looks don't rub people the right way, okay, because there's standardization. But also your actions don't rub people the right way. Let's go to the last one. How can he find out what her priorities are? Maybe not dating. One person voted for this. So let me tell you, this is also the case. Maybe this person right now is really focused on a project, or maybe they got a really heavy family situation or health situation or just emotional situation. And they don't, even if they met their ideal person and they did all the right things, that person's just not, her mind or his mind is not with dating. You never know. There's this, not meme, but there are a lot of posts online that I see. You never know what burdens or what cross other people carry. You don't know the invisible fights that people fight in their lives, okay? That's a metaphor. I don't really like it. I prefer the burden one, because usually the stuff that really, they burden you, okay? They fall heavy on your mind, heavy on your shoulders, heavy on your heart. Like you can even see it sometimes on people's body posture and on how they show up. This is something that you see online a lot. Be kind to people because you never know what burden they carry or invisible fights they fight. Sometimes you're attractive to a person, people hide their suffering. Not a lot of people open up while they are in suffering because it's not good for their job, it's not good for their business, it's not, I don't know. Society has so many ways to fucking judge us that people have learned to hide their suffering, their pains, their burdens. So when somebody's not responding, okay, maybe they're just not into you. Maybe they're into somebody else. Maybe you're just not, they find you attractive, but you're not doing it the right way for them. You're kind of annoying them, so they just take a step back. Or maybe there's something deeper and heavier, and you at least, before you hit on somebody, this is why I don't like the pickup culture. They just go bluntly at you. They don't freaking have any clue what's going on with you. And they do all kinds of stupid shit. Like I've seen, there was a time when they came up with shackles and they put one on you and one on their arm, and now you're stuck with some strange dude that you don't know, you don't even like. Maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're grieving for somebody, and there's this stupid approach technique. A lot of people promote it. Yeah, like pickup communities are really, really emotionally unintelligent and unwise. And I'm glad at least one person saw this one. How can you find out what this person's priorities are right now? They might be in a really, really painful place in their life or going through a rough patch. And you could just make things, because you would push and insist and whatever, you would just annoy them even more than they're probably annoyed with whatever they're going through. So I think as a person who wants to be more emotionally intelligent, hopefully, you want to at least find out something about the person. Like, what is their life context in the moment that you're attracted to them? Are their hearts for dating, for relationships, or maybe they're just, not available to anybody? Okay, very important thing to realize here. So that's what I had for today, and I really want to say that I was afraid with this one because 21 hours after posting the poll, there were no votes, and I was like, oh my god, this is super important. What? Anyway, we got 6 votes now, so I'm happy that people did vote and they contributed. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If there are any other things that you can think of, drop me a comment, let me know. I got crickets under my videos most of the times, and that's kind of delicate. I don't know what's going on. I hope everybody's okay. But, yeah. Also, remember, I've got classes uploading now on my Patreon. They are my evergreen classes because I'm in such a really, I'm crying every day for my wolf. I don't have the energy to record and edit practices, so I just upload some of my classes I had shut them down for a while for technical reasons, so now I'm uploading them on Patreon. So there's a lot of really rich material that I have there. You can access it with the monthly subscription, or you can purchase them individually, and you just pay once and then study them all you like. Okay, I hope they serve you. I'll see you on Patreon, and I'll see you in the comments, and there's going to be the 8th episode soon. So, see ya.